I'm officially streaming on both platforms. What the heck? Welcome in, everybody. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, 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 wonderful Monday. I'm gonna lower the volume, the lights. Guys, I'm kind of tired. Hopefully the audio is okay, but today's gonna be a pretty chill stream. It's gonna be a short stream. I just kind of like want to curl up and like just fall asleep. I don't feel the best. I don't think I look the best. It's just like one of those off days. But today I'm supposed to be doing some fashion design stuff. Hello, Carrie. Welcome in. Wasn't the Friday stream amazing? I'm still thinking about it. I feel like it was like literally 2 weeks ago. It feels like it was such a long time ago and like yesterday, if that makes sense. But dude, that was like my favorite stream ever. That was like my favorite stream ever. But I'm like feeling like weird today. I don't know why. Yeah, we're gonna do some like fashion design research today related to the pajamas. I think it'll help me with my anxiety. Carrie is on Twitch. I multi-stream. BJ Westways. I also stream on Twitch. But today we're going to essentially do some research on how to actually like design, like construct the PJs. I haven't sewed in years. Years. Wait, let me pull it up. Can you guys hear Hassan in the background? Fun facts, I listen to Hassan when I'm feeling super freaking stressed about the world. I've just been feeling really freaking stressed about the state of the world. Oh, cool, says BJ, yeah. Let me pull it up. Hassan is making major points right now.
There's also a move against China.
Bro, the state of the world is just always so concerning to me all the time. I feel like it's a weight on my shoulders. So sometimes like when I do fashion design stuff, I'm like, this doesn't really matter, but you know, everyone shows up in their own way. But I was just listening to him right now.
The UAE continues to pump out propaganda videos, saying nothing to see here, everything's just fine.
Everything is just fine, guys. Everything is just fine. But I'm gonna start off with personal updates just to get us into the stream. I'm struggling a lot. I'm just so freaking drained. I had the most horrible weekend. I just feel so much anxiety from going on Whatnot that it kind of like paralyzed me this Saturday and Sunday. It's a change, especially when I wanted to do Whatnot for the longest time. I think I procrastinated on it for like 7 or 8 months, to be totally honest. And now that I'm actually doing it, I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually freaking doing it. And I've done a lot in a very short time. Very short time. Should I do some background noise? Oh my gosh, dreamy Nintendo music for sleeping underwater? Wait, this is such a... what is this? I've never had this pop up in my feed before. I've been listening to calming Pokemon music. This is the most random thing to listen to. It's on my feed. Okay, let's see. What is this? Ooh, this is actually kind of cute. Wait, what is this? Wait, this is calming. Wait, I kind of just want to have this be like this. Can you still hear me with the background? Is this good? You like these kind of background music videos so much. I play them while doing homework. Yeah, they're cool. I think it's too loud. What about like this? Now you can't hear it. Yeah, you can hear it. Body. Buddy. Okay. Can you hear me? What about like this? I think this is fine. Yeah, it's fine. That's good. Okay. So today's gonna be a pretty chill stream. I feel really drained. I feel guilty for it. But tomorrow's gonna be a banger stream. I'm gonna be on stream from like 5 p.m. Central Time to like 11, which technically is what I should be doing today. It's just I cannot get my brain to concentrate. I don't know why. The weekend was super rough. I didn't really do much. I know I was gonna go to the crafting circle thing on Sunday. I didn't end up going just because I essentially became paralyzed with like anxiety from like not having a job, and I was like, oh my god, I have to figure everything out. And I applied to a bunch of different places. I ended up getting rejected by Menards within a matter of like hours, and I have 2 degrees, so that's not fun. Here, let me pull up something. My ADHD is going wild today. Kira says I went to a book fair. Wait a minute. Kira says I went to a book fair this weekend and bought way too many, but they're all authors from my state, so it's nice to support them. Yeah. That's awesome. I should take notes. Go to like a local store or something and just kind of like walk around, do something. But yeah, I was supposed to go to an event for Kate's, but I didn't end up going because I was just so concerned about getting a job. I know I can like make whatnot work. It's just like sometimes concern for life takes over, and like there's always constantly like stuff happening in terms of like politics, and I keep up to date with everything. So it's kind of an old habit to like just have a lot of like social justice issues and politics in like my head. But now that I'm not an organizer, it's just I feel guilty not taking action. So I just get overwhelmed, and then like my own issues kind of like catastrophize. How do you say it? Make it worse. It becomes a whirlwind. But I was supposed to go to a craft circle, but they're having one next Sunday from 11 to 1. I'm gonna try to go. I literally need to go. I've been saying it every week I'm gonna go do something, and I never do. So next Sunday for sure. I've made the mental note. I know the route. I studied like how to get there, which is not that difficult. I love how they have mutual aid days. I love supporting mutual aid stuff. So yeah, it's toilet paper, paper towels. I also was thinking about volunteering at a thrift store so that I can get more experience and a reference. I don't really have any references right now. Not because I haven't had a lot of jobs, it's just like I always feel guilty asking people for references, so I've never really asked anyone for references, which is something that affects a lot, like if you get a job or not. So I may start volunteering at a thrift store on Saturdays, but the thing is I kind of worry about like volunteering and being involved in like groups because that takes time, and then I want to do like live streaming and I want to do YouTube, so I need to find a good balance. So this Sunday I was just kind of like struggling to find that balance, but today I went on Whatnot. Dude, Whatnot went really well today. Kiri, were you sending hearts? I saw some hearts on Whatnot, which is cool, and it was a big difference compared to the last stream I had where no one like really showed up. So I really just have to be consistent. But I essentially sold 5 things today. You're sending hearts, thank you, appreciate it, appreciate it. Appreciate it. I wonder if I can like leak any. I'm not gonna leak it. I just wonder if like this is okay to share. But maybe this is interesting for people to like look at. It's just names, and there's no addresses. But essentially behind the scenes of the things that I sell. So this is what ends up showing once you sell an item. So I only sold 5 things, but one person ended up canceling because they're in the UK and they didn't want to pay the $20 shipping, I think. So she canceled, which is fine. I don't want someone to be paying $20 on shipping. Carrie says, I missed a notification and got in late, but I did my best tapping. I appreciate, dude, Carrie, you're like an MVP. Like, I just feel so grateful that like at least one person cares about the stuff that I'm doing. Like, quite literally, it's mind-boggling to me. Yeah, I really appreciate it. What the heck? Why am I almost crying today? What the heck, Carrie? Dude, like one person is like, why do this? When I started streaming, Marissa watched me, and it was just like her and her lonely, just watching me all the time. It was just me and Marissa for such a long time. And it was like totally fine to do that. Why am I crying? So like I just really appreciate anything. And then comes the random infinity stream I joined. Right? That's so cool. Dude, I was thinking about this like also during the weekend because I had a lot of time to think, and I was like, I'd rather have my really small like wholesome community than like have some randos come across my stuff and not really care about anything that I'm doing. Dude, the cat emojis are so cute. What the heck? And there's like so many things that we could be doing in life. We could be doing anything. We could be watching anyone. We could be like, I don't know, outside running. We could be shopping at the grocery store. We can be watching so many like different people on the internet. And like in this big expansive world, like we're just here right now. So that's so freaking cool. It's so freaking cool. Yes. But yeah, I just feel really grateful with anything that really happens in my life. Like just any like small positive thing that happens, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like something's kind of clicking. So I'm just kind of like really surprised that I even got like 4 people to buy from me within the 2 hours that I was selling and whatnot, that like people were showing up for my stuff. Yeah, it's just such a crazy big world out there. Casey, Rihanna, Chris, Junub. I have to pack these orders. I have to pack these orders. I haven't done it. I ended my stream at 1 p.m. and I just went straight to my phone. But I'm gonna apply to more jobs and ship that out later on tonight. And low-key, I just napped for the whole day. That's all I did. Nothing too exciting. I feel like I just needed the day after streaming and whatnot. Random question, but do you read at all? Yeah, I read a lot. I can show you the stuff that I read. So I was literally obsessed with this book, 6 of Crows. I actually got this from the dollar store. I was using a Pokemon card as a bookmark. I finished the book. It's just I never took it out. But this one is so good. It's part of a Netflix series. I haven't watched the series yet, but it's a fantasy book basically, and it's part of a duology. And then it's connected to a bunch of other books connected to the Grishaverse. So I'm currently on this one. It's called Crooked Kingdom. And then the other like books connected to the universe I have at the side of me. So I have to read all these books. It's connected to the Grishaverse. So it's just been on the floor. I'm trying to get to it though. I bought these on thrift books, I believe, and they were like $10 for the 3 of them. They're an older series, so it's cheaper that way. Carrie says, oh, I have that in the second book. Haven't read it though. Dude, it's so good. I love like the love story. Like the villain is actually like, the guy is actually like very soft-hearted, but he's just been through it, and like his trauma with like touching was, I've resonated a lot. When he like finally took off the gloves and like held the girl's hand, I was like, my god, that was so intimate. And then the way that he like bought her a boat wait, are you at that part yet? He like just helped her a lot, and it wasn't like a sexual like intimacy. It was more like a supportive like energy, and they were like surviving together and stuff, and that was like cool. Carrie says, I just picked up a poetry book from the library today. Oh, that's cool. What the heck? I love thrift books, yeah. So I got this one done. Have to finish the second one. Once I finish the second book, I'll read these, and then I'm gonna watch the Netflix series. I've been wanting to read these. I really have. And then I actually really want to read this one, Gate to Kagoshima. It says, while in Japan researching her family's history, a vicious typhoon sends Aizla 128 years back in time to the dawn of the Satsuma Rebellion. That's where she meets her ancestors and charismatic samurai Kai, with whom she unexpectedly finds romance. I like fantasy books, and I like an intercultural part of it, and also just like some absurdism just to make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, definitely leaning more into like fantasy books, and some like cultural aspect to it. I have a goal to read a book every month so that I stay consistent. Dude, that was my goal too, to read a book every month, but I'm kind of low-key obsessed with watching streams, and it's literally caused my brain to like go a bit numb. I didn't know that you could just like lose a lot of your critical thinking by watching content, if that makes sense. But I feel like I've numbed my head down a lot by watching too many streams, so I have to like lay off on live streaming, watching live streamers. I literally only used to watch Hassan Piker, the guy that I just showed you guys, and then I watched Maya Higa, and that was it. But I've started watching more streamers just for research, and it's consumed my hours. Also, part of like that Grishaverse, there's also more books like this one I want to read, Rule of Wolves. It's the same author obviously, but this one's like, what the hell is this? DoorDash? 40% off. Why are they giving me DoorDash stuff? I came with the book. But yeah, this is another book I need to read from the same author, part of the same sort of universe. Another fantasy book that I got, The Iron King. These are just literally next to my PC system. This one is about strangers trying to like survive a mythical fairy king and not being a pawn in a deadly war. But it's kind of like connected to poetry too. It says, my name is Megan Chase. In less than 24 hours, I'll be 16. Countless stories, songs, and poems have been written about this wonderful age. When a girl finds true love and the stars shine for her and the handsome prince carries her off into the sunset, I don't think it'll be that way for me. I like the little drawings in there. Um, yeah, those are the main books that I want to read. Oh, here's another one. One for My Enemy. I mostly got it for the cover. It's a book about two rebel witch families in Manhattan, and they're fighting within the shadows of the magical Manhattan. So a lot of bloodshed, a lot of criminals in there. Okay. I got a fantasy book called about a fairy academy, which seems pretty cool. Dude, I didn't know what romantasy was until I was on the TikTok side of it, and then I was like, wait, there's so many. There's so many. Quite literally, my phone camera went crazy when I got into the romantasy side of TikTok. I wonder if I can show you. That was a couple of months ago. There's so many screenshots of every freaking book I could find on romantasy. I went so obsessive. I literally have such an obsessive like personality. That's why I like don't take like any substances or alcohol. Like I can't. I get too immersed. Guys, I feel so bad. This is like such a boring stream. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, dude. Okay. Quite literally, my camera roll just goes on and on and on and on about every recommendation possible for romantasy. Romantasy is a super saturated genre, yeah. There's like literally so many options. It like goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. I literally watched like over 100 TikToks to get all the recommendations. Honestly, I watch a streamer who chats for like an hour before doing anything, so you're good. Yeah. Look, there's so many books. So many. And it keeps going. I don't want to... What is this? It just keeps going. So I have like over 100 books. I have over 100 books that I want to read. My brain has like 500 tabs in it. Give me 1 second. Okay. What were we talking about? We were talking about books. We were talking about whatnot. We were talking about YouTube. Okay, so exciting stuff happening for this week on YouTube. Maybe I can go over that. Maybe I should not show my thing while I search. But let me show you what's gonna come up this week. So tomorrow I have the news stream from 7 to 11. I really want to talk about the Coachella stuff that's been happening. Everyone has been wearing the same freaking outfit, and it's so disturbing, but most of them got like paid out to wear like the same thing. So I just don't think that that Coachella is like what it used to be honest. Can I be blue today? Or what if I'm purple? Can I be purple? Or a disco ball? What about this one? What about this one? Can I be purple? Okay. I mostly find books to read at the library and take pictures of them. LOL. Dude, I went to a Chicago bookstore and they told me I couldn't take photos, and then they followed me around the store when I was like taking a photo of the art. Like, I'm allowed to take photos. They just wanted me to buy the item and then like not cross compare the price or something. Weirdos. I just don't know why they were following me around the store. Okay, here's the behind the scenes of my YouTube stuff. Guys, there's so much logistical stuff you have to do when you live stream. It's actually kind of freaking crazy. Carrie says, yeah, that's weird, yeah. I don't know why they were following me in the story. It was a while ago. It's probably because I'm kind of like weird. In a lot of ways, like I'm very introverted, but I'm also very extroverted. So like when I'm really excited and I feel comfortable with like with the people I'm around, I just get so giddy and like so talkative. And I love to take photos and I love to take videos. And I guess I was just a bit too loud. And I was just taking too many videos because I just wanted to capture everything. I wasn't even trying to vlog. I was just like doing it randomly, but I guess the guy just didn't like it. It was a small bookstore, so I guess he was just used to like privileged, quiet people just roaming and not questioning the system or whatever. But I was just like, why is this here? And nothing had a price. Like, if you go to a bookstore and nothing has a price, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna be like, oh, okay, let me just put this in my freaking basket and pay for it without wondering what the hell is going on? No, like I got irritated and I was like, bro, why is everything not marked? And I just kept asking and kept questioning, and then nothing was making sense. The layout of the store was so confusing, and then taking photos signs were just triggering me. I was like, why can't we take photos? So my little rebellious personality was just freaking out. And then he overheard me because it's a small store, and he just ended up following me. I guess he just didn't like that I was questioning everything. The layout of the store was really bad, though. It was so bad. I was just being a little contentious person in his business. But what, no photos, no prices, confusing layout? Like, bro, I gotta question it. Bro, what is he doing? But yeah, going back to this, dude, there's so much behind the scenes work for streams. I don't know why, like, there's so much like technicalities to it, but I literally have to set up everything up. I have to set everything up so particularly. So I feel like that's one of the main reasons why I feel so pressured to be like this superstar entertainer. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff privated, like prepping for the one-off show. That was something I had to do, but then I canceled on the news stream. The news stream, man, that takes so much keywords. So I do the layout here, and then I do like the news titles, and then I have to do the keywords. That shit is so mind-numbing. I do that every weekend. And then there's more games I want to play. I don't know if anyone has heard of Life Makeover. I've wanted to play that game, so maybe I'll do these sort of games on Mondays. I feel like Mondays are just gaming days. So I can do that. And then, oh, you know what? I was gonna actually like rate Streamer Awards outfits a long time ago, and I never did because I felt bad of judging people's outfits. But basically, it's an award show where all the like quote unquote best streamers come in to like get an award from this other random streamer that just kind of decided to do it on her own. But I never ended up doing it, so it's been sitting there since December. And then this is the one that I'm currently doing right now. So, oh, Carrie, this may be beneficial for you. So if you ever want to do Twitch streaming, you may want to do it on YouTube. Just kind of depends. I feel like strategy-wise, like, I don't really understand the Twitch culture in a lot of ways, because it's like usually very contentious in its nature. Like, it's a lot of like clickbait content or like drama farming, while YouTube, I feel like it's more wholesome and people actually like are more normal or have like normal lives. I've just noticed that on Twitch, people don't use their like legal name. Everyone expects to be like an alt, and no one really like has like critical thinking conversations. Like, no one is having like intellectual conversations on Twitch, I feel like. While on YouTube, I think it's just more open-ended. There's more educational stuff. I'm not a fan of Twitch. I don't know how to explain this. I feel very frustrated with Twitch. But it may be my fault, because I did end up watching a stream for like an hour and they were literally quite doing nothing, and I was just getting so mad. I just had to leave the stream and be like, you're wasting your own time criticizing this person when you can be doing your own stuff that's fulfilling for you, if that makes sense. I don't want to get into like what I was watching or who it was, but I can't expect Twitch to have the culture that I wanted to have. So I'm kind of struggling like how to like present myself on this platform, on Twitch in itself. I know Hassan is doing amazing work, but he's also like very contentious in a lot of different ways, and I'm not contentious whatsoever. So maybe I'm overthinking it, but when I started streaming in the beginning, I just kind of like didn't really see myself part of like the Twitch culture. I was kind of like I removed myself from it mentally, but now I'm just kind of like, since I'm watching more streams, I feel more immersed in it, and it's kind of off-putting for me. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just I wish people were more critical in their thinking, if that makes sense, like just more focused on theory and helping others. But I'm just an idealist, I guess, in a lot of ways, of hoping people will become a bit more humanitarian, more giving, just in general. But when you're trying to grow as a content creator, it can be very self-serving and just focused on fun stuff, or making a lot of money, or getting a lot of viewers and stuff. But I've never been that way, so I'm kind of struggling. I don't know where I fit in content creation. I just kind of feel lost in a lot of different ways in being online, and I think that's fine to admit. I always feel like I'm going through something, huh? But I feel like reading books is actually really helpful now that I think about it. Like just immersing myself in like good stories and learning new stuff, I think will help. I miss school. I miss school a lot. I miss school a lot. It challenged me intellectually. I felt like I was able to expand how I saw the world. I sharpened my perspective in a lot of ways through academics. And then after I graduated college in 2019, I feel like I haven't had anything to learn by. Like I just, there's books, but like there's nothing there for me to learn, if that makes sense, intellectually. I've bought a lot of like ethical books from different academies and different like universities to just read morality and philosophy on my own, but it's very much self-guided, so it's just been an informal, just whenever I want to open the book I can do that. But it's a very lonely process to learn that way. So in a lot of ways, like I've been yearning to like learn about philosophy and morality and ethics in a more structured format, like in classrooms, but studying that in a university is really expensive. I don't see myself using my master's in like philosophy or ethics in any tangible way, but I feel like my brain is eroding in on itself. Like I love fashion design, don't get me wrong, but I feel like my brain is decaying, and it's concerning, and I think I panic a lot because I feel like I'm losing my brain. Like applying to jobs is not a big deal, you know? It's not a big deal to apply to jobs. It's not a big deal to like work on whatnot. It's not. It's just I feel like my brain is decaying in on itself because there's not enough intellectual like fulfillment, if that makes sense. Like my brain isn't being challenged, so it like destroys itself with the smallest things. I need something intellectual to challenge me so that everything else that I'm doing balances out. I don't know how to describe that feeling or like that like habit in my head. It's just I need something that actually fulfills me mentally to like be able to do all the other small mundane stuff that I need to do. Carrie says, I'm trying to be more open to more things I judged beforehand, and reading helped me get there. Yeah.
You're no dummy, but you're kind of acting like one.
There's a commercial. Yeah, I feel like growing as a person is like the most beautiful thing that you can do, and critical thinking will really expand like your strength and your understanding and hopefully your care for what's going on in the world. Carrie says, like, I pushed aside anything romance in my whole life, but now I'm trying to read a bit more of it and watching an occasional rom-com. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, that's amazing, Carrie. I think that's an amazing way to approach life. I used to be really like stuck on like the theory of like why people want to have like relationships with each other. I used to be very much like aromantic during college, but it was solely because I was so focused on like succeeding in life and having like the dream career and like just positioning myself in the best way possible for after graduation. But I just eroded my personal life in the pursuit of like money and success, and that's not a good balance. And now that I've grown older, I've realized that you need people in your life, and I think everyone's worthy of like love and worthy of companionship, and you shouldn't sacrifice everything in the name of success. And like being in a relationship in general is like scary. I totally get that. There's a lot of risk in it, but I think it's like one of the most beautiful things that we can be doing, and nothing is guaranteed. So money comes and goes, but like the people around you is like what makes your life fulfilling. I feel like at the end of the day, without my family, I don't think I would be anything, to be honest. And jobs come and go, money comes and goes. Capitalism is just a construct. I feel like at the end of the day, like the only real thing that we have is each other and the planet, and obviously animals in it and stuff. So, but it's difficult. I mean, you have to invest time in it. Rom-coms, though, I don't really watch rom-coms just because I feel like they dramatize. They make drama out of romance, and I feel like just romance and love has been commodified a lot of times in TV series and shows. I feel like relationships can be like the most normal thing possible, and it comes naturally often enough, organically, you can say. It's just on TV and like online, it just can feel like a game. It's not a game though. I watch a lot of Twitch streamers who have like made finding a partner like content. I think it came from like the phase people, the phase group. It was like a group that used to exist, and it's like 18 and 19-year-old guys that just kind of like use girls as content, and they would like play around with how they message them and like how they talk to them. It was like a whole thing of how to rizz them up, but like it essentially uses the woman so they can become successful and famous. And then one of the major streamers that I watched in the past, her name's Cutie Cinderella. She used to go on like dating segments for her friend, and that's how she actually like ended up finding a partner, I believe. I think that's how it worked. But basically a lot of like major streamers have used like dating segments or dating series to grow as a streamer, which is kind of nasty to think about. It's not right. I'm just kind of really concerned about like people's critical thinking. I genuinely feel like I need something that challenges my brain, and then like I'll be so like locked in with streaming, because I really do want to do fashion design stuff. It's just I'm just really struggling to like believe that humans are growing and caring about each other, given the space and the stuff that I'm immersed in right now. So I really do need to go to that crafting circle on Sunday so I can like feel like or think or believe that people care about each other and are working towards great stuff. Because Twitch, definitely there's not a lot going on there. There's not a lot of good examples. And I can only hold on so much to like one streamer, Hassan, for inspiring me. Like it's just not enough. There's not enough. And I've been thinking about like maybe like going on like the this is like I'm kind of like going all over the place, but this is like where my brain is at. But I've been thinking about using like dating apps, but that's I've never used them. I've never used them. In college, everyone was like, you're never gonna meet anyone organically. And I was like, I don't like dating apps. They're dumb. Like, it's like, what are they actually looking at? Like my profile, general shit that I'm doing, and then I have to message them, but then I have to message like 10 guys at the same time. It just feels nasty. I feel like I'm playing around with people. Going to that book fair gave me a lot of hope. I lost. Seeing all these people there just because they love books and writing and sharing stories was so touching and inspiring. All the authors were so happy to meet each other and learn about their work. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? We're just such beautiful humans. Guys, this lighting is annoying me. It's a party. How do I make it brighter? I look too purple. I don't know how to make this better. Should I go like that? Was that better? It's like my phone camera. Phone light? Is that better? I still look purple, it's fine. Carrie says, I've also been considering dating apps, mostly because my dating pool here is non-existent. Yeah. I mean, I feel that pain. I feel that. It was like that when I was in Montana. My god. That was like cousins dating each other. I was like the only like foreigner basically within that whole town, I felt like. So every guy was just like so curious about me. And I was like, bro, you dated your cousin before me. Like, there's not a lot of competition here. The thing is, I kind of like competition, but I just kind of like... How do I describe this? I don't know where I was going with that. I was just so weird how in the small town that I was in Montana, like everyone just kind of knew each other. It was very off-putting. It was very off-putting. It was the same thing in Wisconsin. I used to live in a small town in Wisconsin. Same thing. Everyone knew each other. In Chicago now, like there's too many options. There's just so many options. I don't want to deal with so many options, you know. Honestly, like, can we just hang out on the streams and that's it? Like, I just kind of like live streaming. I don't know. I feel like I'm just too chill to like try too hard with someone, if that makes sense. I just need someone that leaves me alone for a long time. I don't know how to describe it. My little brother, for example, he was really energetic, and then he wanted to do stuff right now, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to my room and stream. I just want to go stream. I don't know. Even if I'm just gonna complain about life, I just want to go stream. I don't know. Guys, let me watch some fashion design streams or videos. I really want to know how to make PJs. Sewing cutie pajamas because pretty sleepwear resolves everything. Maybe this is an answer that we've been looking for. I need this video in my life. This will help my existentialism. I get so existential when I don't feel like anything is fulfilling. What the hell? I wonder what I should do about like the critical thinking thing. Let me think about this for one more second, and then we're gonna go into the PJ stuff, and then I'm gonna probably jump off soon because this has been so messy. If you guys are watching this and thinking, what the hell? Yeah, same, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Sometimes I'm just a human. I'm not perfect. I don't know how to, like, I don't know, hide what I'm going through. I don't know how to hide my true feelings. Oh, wait, give me a second. Okay. An example of the stuff that I read. Ethical Theory in Business. Maybe you should read this book. I also uploaded finally on my blog Do you guys want to know a fun fact about me? I'm obsessed with corporate social responsibility. I love that shit. Okay. I think I'm just a nerd. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just a nerd, and I don't feel challenged right now, and the only thing I really need is a job. And it's just overwhelming me because there's nothing else really for me to do but like to get a random job. But I applied to different places, and I uploaded a blog. It's called Ethics of Fashion in a late stage capitalist world. So if you want to read that, it's on my blog. It's called sustainableamor.com. That's kind of like where I get my fulfillment intellectually. Yeah. Hi, Marissa. I don't know how long you've been here, but I was talking about how I don't feel intellectually fulfilled in life, so it's kind of crippling me in every aspect of my life. But I uploaded a new blog post. It's not the most well-written thing. It's not the most thought out, but it's a start. And I used to read a lot of ethical theory, theories of ethics, yeah, theories of ethics, especially within the business world. And yeah, this is a fun one. Very fun. I attempted it after not writing for a month. And yeah, I really just need to read more ethical theory. I feel like that will help me grow in my critical thinking and not just feel like humanity is doomed or whatever. But yes, that's kind of like what I'm dealing with. I was gonna do a fashion design stream. I was talking about doing it outside, but I just feel really off today. So we're gonna watch this YouTube video that I just pulled up of how this content creator did PJs. Yes, it's a chill stream, super chill. My brain's all over the place. Let me close these tabs. I'll check it out. Oh, perfect. It's not the most well-written thing. I'm improving though, which is what matters. Bruh, what are these ads? Oh, and then there's this other interesting video, the overconsumption problem. It's a video essay. We can watch that. It's about fast fashion.
Pretty clear picture of our dream self, the version of you a couple years down the line who stuck with the habits, you didn't give up on your goals, you maybe live a life that's a little more luxurious, you're more present for mundane moments, you don't rush through your nighttime skincare routine like it's an emergency. That version of yourself can feel very far away, especially if you're traipsing around your house in some old, torn up, oversized pajamas. Feeling your best should not be reserved for when you are leaving your house and being perceived by other people. You deserve to feel your best at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday on your couch in a cute pajama set. The issue is that highest version of me has expensive taste. That's okay because I've got a sewing machine, I have fabric, and I have an amount of audacity that makes literally anything possible.
Dude, she's so freaking cool. I also want to say another book that I just got that I think is connected a lot to fashion design, Earth Emotions. I feel like I always try to design things with the planet in mind, and I actually really want to read this one. I read part of it, but I didn't read all of it. It says, as climate change and development pressures overwhelm... Wait, what? As climate change and development pressures overwhelm the environment... What? I cannot... Basically, it talks about the emotional relationships with Earth. And how pessimism and distress are overwhelming people in the world. And so within the maelstrom of emotion... we have to kind of define emotions right now in the 21st century so that we can examine the positive and negative Earth emotions. Yeah. I think this is exactly what's going on in my feelings right now. Like, there's a need for more critical thinking, but like my emotions are just everywhere because I feel like we're so lost as a society. Like, what are we fucking doing right now? It just doesn't seem like anyone really cares about the planet's well-being. But I don't want to be a pessimist. Okay, I'll add this to my reading list. I think I'm gonna read that tonight. There's like 100 books I need to read.
I nailed it. First try. This was a good start, I think. We're doing 3 projects in this video. I'm gonna walk you through the plan. This is my Notion. It's where I organize all of my projects. I always get questions. This is called Notion. I am making a template for you guys to have this exact design, but it's taking me a minute. So be patient with me. We're doing projects 13 through 15 in this video, and I am most excited about 13. This set was originally designed by Mira Pillay.
Okay, I don't know what she's on about, but that definitely is not pajamas. I kind of want to see someone make pajamas. Dude, I love her video style, but I feel like it's not me. I always look at videos to see how I could replicate them, but she's like too chill. I couldn't film like her, to be honest.
I
That's
think
cool.
I should have done it to where this seam is under here. Interesting. What I was gonna tell you I was going to do to camouflage this seam was I was going to serge it and then just flip it under and top stitch so that it stays towards the inside. But now I'm feeling like I should probably seam rip. It doesn't...
I kind of don't have patience for her right now. It's just there's a lot of like pauses. Let's see. Is she working on pants? Let's see.
Changes or modifications I make to the pants, I was feeling like they were a little too boring. So I want to add a little ruffle at the top of the waistband, which I have done once before, and it's really easy to do. It just takes one extra seam, so I'm gonna show you the little method for that. It's cute.
Oh wait, this is good, so that when I do this, I know how to do it. So she's like folding it over, ironing the top, and then placing it near the bottom. Oh. Wait, that's actually easy. Wait, what? That's so easy. Wait, she did a different tactic. It's supposed to be... She did a ruffle. I'm not trying to do a ruffle. Carrie, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to do no ruffle. Oh my goodness. What the heck? This is like expert level. I'm trying to do like a normal insert here. It's cute though.
This one's gonna be easy. I found some really adorable fabric that I love.
Okay. Guys, she kind of yaps too much. I'm probably gonna move on. PJs. There isn't a lot of fashion design PJs. I already watched this one from the other day. The famous pajama store in Rome. There's a pajama store in Rome?
Harry Styles buys all of his pajamas from this famous pajama shop in Rome, and now I do too. This is Shostel, and they have been in business for over 150 years. The walls of the store are lined with hundreds of pairs of pajamas in the most luxurious buttery cotton fabric. I tried on so...
What the hell is this? I feel like late stage capitalism never fails to surprise me. I just am always so confused. What is this? Super cute, but that one doesn't feel like pajamas with a crop top. Yeah, it was very fancy. Wait, do you guys see that? What was that? What is going on? Oh my goodness.
so many pairs, but finally decided on this cute blue short pair, and Shirley showed me how to roll up my sleeves like this because that is how Anne Hathaway wears them. Even though I'm no celebrity, she still gave me the star treatment. Make sure you come here when you're in Italy.
No, I'm good. Thank you. Do you guys want to know an interesting story? So, I was talking to Carrie about this beforehand. I don't know if you're still here, Marissa. But I was saying that I'm probably going to think about volunteering at a thrift store. Just to get more experience on my resume. I've worked in thrift stores in the past. It's just I never got a reference. And then I just kind of quit. I ghosted them like from one day to the next. So my boss kept emailing me being like, what happened? Where did you go? But at that point I was already back in Illinois because I used to be in Montana working at the thrift store. But I quit from one day to another. I just kind of like disappear from people's lives. But my manager was weird. She was like an anarchist. But then she wanted to understand why immigrants, specifically Latinos, were coming into the store so much. And I was the only Latina working in the fucking thrift store. And then she kept talking to me every day. Every day she would come to me asking, why is all the Latinos coming in to shop here? I'm like, I don't know, because they need shit. How am I supposed to know why people are coming in to your store? You're the manager. I'm just a worker. But she thought I was like communicating to them and giving them secrets or whatever. I don't know, because maybe I spoke to them in Spanish and she didn't understand Spanish. But supposedly she was an anarchist and rebellious or whatever, but she wasn't. Her words, her thoughts said different to the label that she put on herself. Anyways, she was a hypocrite. But she always questioned me every day, being like, why are they coming in and buying all the stuff? I'm like, well, they're just buying the things that they need. They just came over to the state. That the men would get the construction jobs because there's a lot of construction jobs, and the women would come in with their children and like buy toys and house goods and clothing, and they just had a lot of questions about the town, and they saw me speak Spanish and they took advantage of it. But essentially she started getting suspicious of them and started saying that every like immigrant were like stealing, and it was unfair that they were like buying up all the toys. And I'm like, bro, they have children, they have like big families. Like, Latinos notoriously have like huge families. What the fuck do you want me to tell you? And I had to explain it to her. I'm like, do you know that in different cultures they have different sort of habits and traditions, and one of their traditions is just to have a lot of children. That's just one of their habits. What can I say? If you're a traditional Mexican, most likely you're expected to have a lot of fucking children. Like, I had to break it down to her. Marissa on YouTube says customers are customers. That's a weird thing to ask. Yeah, I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, why is she asking me in general? But the thing that really irritated me was she kept asking me every single day what was going on with them. I'm like, I'm just a cashier. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm literally just chatting with them. And I miss my culture so much that I just got really excited to talk to them. So I spent a bit more time just asking them how they were, what they were up to. Like, I guess I'm really good at like asking people questions, and they just opened up really fast. And I guess they were grateful that there was another Spanish speaking person, especially as a newly arrived person. I think they were like, oh my god, there's someone else here. So I thought I was building a good reputation for the store, and I was, because they kept coming back. But my boss just didn't like it, so she kept like questioning it. And then she eventually started pushing the idea that like they were just like stealing and like also buying everything up. And I was just so confused. Like, do you not want business? Do you not want business? And how are they stealing if they're buying everything? So her thought process was skewed. But to give context, like, if you're from a rural area, I feel for you. I feel for a lot of them because they're not exposed to a lot of different cultures. So it was a learning gap, and I was willing to help her, and I thought she would stop asking me eventually like what was going on, but she just never stopped. It happened for months and months and months. I was like, lady, like at what point are you gonna stop asking me about this culture, about these people, about these families? Like, they're just coming in and assimilating because they found a job here. Like, what else am I supposed to tell you? But I guess she just could not wrap her head around the changes that was happening in the town, because the town is like 99% like Caucasian. So they weren't used to Latinos whatsoever, or like quote unquote outsiders that didn't look like them. And imagine a Latino that's like working class in midst of like privileged like middle class white people. Like that was a shock. It was a shock for so many people. Marissa says if they paid for the toys, why does it matter? I guess she was afraid that there wasn't going to be enough for like everyone else. Or something like that. I don't know. Bro, we would literally throw away the toys because they wouldn't sell fast enough. And then we finally were starting to get more clients because of the kids. And then she freaked out. And I worked there for like 3 years, mind you. So I saw the patterns. I saw the changes in the store. Bro, I would have been such a good manager, but I don't want to be a manager in life. But yeah, we used to throw the toys away because they wouldn't sell. And then finally they were selling, and then she started complaining that there wasn't enough. It's like, bruh, they were just gonna end up in the fucking dumpster because I was the one that threw them away. You know how much that hurt me? Working at a thrift store, seeing all these beautiful things and having to throw it away because no one bought it and we don't have any more space for it. Because eventually you have to get rid of stuff, you know, to make room for the other things coming in. She was choosing not to understand. Marissa says on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know. I knew her for 3 years. I thought she was actually like a really kind person. It's just the intercultural shock just never really settled for her, and like she just created walls around her perspective. I think being closed-minded can take shape in a lot of different ways, and like her just thought process didn't really add up most of the time. But I think it was just her preserving her sense of like normalcy and her sense of like the world and society, because if you're so used to like something being a certain way and then it changes, and you're not used to it, and like it can cause your brain to like go and override, I feel like. So I think she just didn't know how to process a different reality. And maybe there was denial that this was actually happening. I don't know psychology. It's just I don't think she ever wanted to accept change and that the world can look different. I don't know how brains can justify that, but if you've never traveled to different places, if you've never been exposed to different perspectives, if you haven't like challenged yourself intellectually, your brain, I feel like, can erode. And I think that's something I'm really afraid of. I don't want to have the same thoughts, if that makes sense. Like, I like to push my thinking and push the boundaries of what I think is real. And I've been in a bubble for 2 years now, being at where I'm at in life, that I think I've gotten too comfortable, and I kind of know that. And I'm just always afraid of like staying comfortable, because that can like actually make you suffer as a human, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm really comfortable being in my bubble, but like that's not going to help me grow and be a better person. Carrie says, I grew up in a really Hispanic neighborhood, and my mom was always really weird about non-white people. She still is. Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. There's so many biases and stereotypes. My parents are like that. They are, they have some biases against darker skinned Hispanics, even though they're like Latinos themselves. It's just, I come from grandparents that are more European. Like my great grandfather was French, and we have a lot of Spanish blood in us, so that makes me light skinned. And it's also made both my dad and my mom light skinned, and that has caused them to think they're superior in some way because of their light skinned skin. Like, it's just a fucking color. That doesn't make you better. I feel like it actually makes you worse to think that you're better than others because of how you look or what your skin tone is. That's just stupid. Like, I'm not better because of how I look. It's just dumb. We're all humans. We all deserve respect and empathy, but some people just want to feel better based on how they look or like what privileges it brings. It's just, I personally understand the privileges I get from how I look and the background I have, I guess, but that doesn't make me better than anyone else. But I understand the privileges that come with it because we're in society. Carrie says, I went to school with their kids and was good friends with a lot of them. Their families were always so nice to me. Yeah, I feel like different cultures just show you a lot of different ways of being, and like it's just scary if you've never been exposed to it. So when you are exposed though, and just see the beauty of their humanity, like that's, I don't know, that's just like the most beautiful thing, to be exposed to different people and different ways of just being in general. That's why I really like traveling and pushed for that to be in my life, because if you stay in your bubble, you're never gonna like expand your horizon. These are very general statements, but it's true. Like if I hadn't gone to Montana, I wouldn't have realized like the biases, the dogmas, the stereotypes that people live by, and I wouldn't have grown so much because of it. So even those that are like closed-minded can still teach you to be more open-minded, if that makes sense. Carrie says, my mom didn't really like me hanging out with them, but I did it anyways. You go, girl. You go, girl. I love that. Yeah. Yes, that's lovely. And there was some good food, huh? Latinos have the best food, personally. Marissa says, managing people sucks, but I agree. You would probably be good at it. You seem to be very good at building processes. Oh, thank you. I just overthink everything. I guess I have like good processes and structures, and then I kind of like dismantle them a lot of times. So it's not like I wouldn't be good with people. It's just I would just constantly be thinking about stuff, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I feel like I would always just want to improve what I'm doing, and it wouldn't feel enough. But I guess that's just part of the process. But if I have like a very like cool, committed team, let's say in my dream thrift store that I own, like it would be fine. It's just I would really want to like build relationships with people. I'd want to like pay them fairly. I'd want them to have like stable work hours. Like I would try my best to like make it the most ethical, wholesome workspace possible. Like that is literally my life goal, to have my own thrift store where I can like give people a fair shot in life, because most people are not doing that. And I would want to build those people up to have like a really good life. Like that's literally the dream. Like if I can support someone in having like a comfortable, good, happy life, my god, I feel like my legacy, or the things that I'm building, would be like complete, if that makes sense. Because right now, like finding good opportunities, finding a place that cares about you, finding leaders that you can believe in is really rare. So hopefully I can like be a good example, or a role mentor or role model for someone in the future. And like the business itself would like be saving clothing from ending up in the landfill. So it would just be like a win upon a win upon a win. So like that's the legacy I really want to build, and it's just hopefully I can reach it. It's just I would just be really critical about like how I'm like doing everything within the process to constantly improve, and I think that would just kind of like make me stressed a lot of the times and would make me doubt my management. But I think I'm just too critical upon myself. I get lost in a lot of like ideas and thoughts and stuff and feelings. Carrie says, I cherish those memories of playing with neighborhood kids. Dude, that was the best. I used to go into abandoned buildings all the time with the neighborhood kids. It was literally the best. I feel like we're losing that a lot with like people being on their phones. So I'm kind of worried with the youth right now, the young youth on their phones, because they should be out there running in the grass, entering abandoned buildings. That's what builds character. Like going back to the thrift store, my point with the thrift store in Montana, basically I don't have a reference because I quit from one day to another. Imagine me working there for 3 years, and I was a full-timer, and I was so dedicated to the store, and then I just kind of disappeared. So my boss kept emailing me and emailing me being like, what happened? But I just didn't want to explain, like, her perspective, her attitude had really eroded my will to, like, work there. But I continued to work there for years because I just really liked the job. They paid $18 an hour, which is really good compared to the wages that we have right now in different places. In Montana, it was actually a very livable wage. And I was able to pay my own apartment. I was able to pay for food. I was able to live off of that. But it just kind of broke me to see the closed-mindedness. And I was dealing with other stuff as well. So, like, everything just kind of, like, eroded on itself by the end of my time at Montana. But one of the biggest things that I remember is that I was, like, looking through the clothing in their downstairs system and, like, pricing it. And then my manager came downstairs and was talking to this other, like, volunteer. And basically, in essence, she said that Hispanics and Latinos deserve to pay more because they were stealing from them. And it was just, like, the right thing to do, basically, to, like, make them pay more. So she increased the prices for the toys. And she was, like, pricing the children's stuff a bit more. And that just kind of, like, destroyed me in a lot of ways. You know how, like, when so many issues kind of, like, pile together and then, like, one small thing or, like, one thing just kind of, like, sets off, like, the anger, I guess. Like, everything else plus that statement just kind of, like, and just confirmed that I couldn't be in Montana. I just couldn't be there anymore. Carrie says my neighborhood is full of kids and they're always outside doing stuff, not even mad when they are allowed, sometimes just happy they're outdoors. Yeah. I used to live in a Section 8 governmental housing situation in Montana. That's why I could afford it with my retail job. But when you live in governmental housing, that means there's a lot of, like, condensed housing units, if that makes sense. Like, all the housing is close together. So, like, the apartments are, like, just condensed together, right? So there's not a lot of, like, space. So my neighbors were really close to me, and they had a huge family of kids. And the kids would just run around our complex, and they were, like, right outside my window. So they're always screaming. But I was always very lonely in Montana. I was always just, like, in my living room working on my blog posts. That they kept me company, and I would open the door, and they would just, like, run around. And that was kind of, like, one of the things that kept me alive, to be honest, if I'm fully transparent. Just having, like, a sense of community, even if it's, like, a parasocial sense of community, like, that was just amazing. I really wish I knew about streaming back then. I feel like that would have been so fun, but I didn't know about streaming, like, 3 years ago. But yeah, like, having kids just, like, literally outside your door can save someone's life. I know that sounds so crazy. Isn't that so crazy? Just, like, the sense that there's something, like, near you can be life-changing. That's why I like people watching. Like, it makes you feel connected, but, like, you're not really, like, how do I describe it? Like, like, directly there, but you're still there with them. Which is kind of like what streaming is. Yeah. But yeah. Moral of the story, I quit my job and they don't know what the fuck happened, but, like, I don't need to explain that your morals are fucking, like, off the walls dumb. How am I gonna tell my boss, yeah, your morals are just, not the best, lady. And you think you're an anarchist? Bruh. The hypocrisy. Okay, let's watch this, DIY pajama set thing. Did I get my point across? I'm gonna go volunteer at a thrift store. Probably on Saturdays.
Hello everyone, I asked you guys on my Instagram story what you thought I was making with this gorgeous stretch eyelet fabric. So many of you said a dress, which yes, this would be a gorgeous dress, but no. Today we're making a PJ set. For our pattern, I'm going to be using this tank top and these shorts as our base. I'm going to be spicing it up a little bit. This is the vibe of what I want to make, and no, I do not have a sketch. We're just going for it. Let's see what happens. I'm lining the bust, but I think I'm only going to line the bust. So I'm cutting out 2 pieces of this pattern. we have 2 finished garments, and let me just say, I am very pleased.
Wait, she just kind of skipped over everything. Okay. Bruh.
These are the shorts, and this is the top. I just tried them on. They fit perfectly. I marked my hems. I want to shorten the top by about 3/4 of an inch. And the shorts, I want to take multiple inches off. I did that on purpose. I knew the shorts were going to be too long. And I have an idea for a fun hem because this is adorable, but it's a little plain. So I have this blue cone thread, and I think this would look so cute if I did blue accent lettuce hem. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay guys, we had to pivot because as you can see, the lettuce hem was just not working. So I just serged the edges. That's gonna be my hem because I don't want to go any shorter, so it's just serged. I have an idea to make this cute. We're gonna add some bows. It is not often that a bow is a bad idea. These are my 2 ribbon color options. The pink is 3/8 of an inch and the blue is 1/4 of an inch. I really want to like the pink more than the blue. I feel like the pink on this would be so cute. However, I think the pink ribbon is just a little too thick. Okay, here is the final pajama set. The bows on the side, the bows on...
Okay. I mean, it's cute. Do you guys want TikToks like this? I feel like she just skipped over everything. I didn't really learn how she made it. She gets views though. Does she make any videos? Everything I made in 2025, 3 months ago. She designs stuff though. Senior collection. Oh, it was fashion school. Bella. She seems cool. I just didn't really learn anything.
Hello everyone. I asked you guys on my Instagram story what you thought I was making with this gorgeous stretch eyelet fabric. So many of you said a dress, which yes, this would be...
Harry Styles buys all of his pajamas from this famous pajama shop in...
Okay. Cute pajamas for girls. Guys, I haven't sewed in like years. Maybe you should just like directly do it. Like just stop questioning it and just like stop watching videos. But if you guys know anything about me, I just take forever to do stuff. So this is actually fun. I'll continue doing the pajamas on Friday. By Friday, I'll have a really good picture of like everything. I'll be more confident. Best Amazon PJs, bro. What is happening? We don't need Amazon PJs. Silk pajamas, silk sleepwear show. What? There's sleepwear shows in Paris? What the hell? Oh my gosh. We were just selling. We're just selling everything. We're just doing everything, huh? Redesigning my PJ pajamas into a dress? Wait, that's kind of fun. It's so short though. Is she actually gonna wear that? I feel like if I bend over, I'll just rip it. Knowing me, I'll forget that I'm wearing this and just rip it. Okay. Making PJs by hand. DIY lounge pants tutorial. Oh, this one looks good. Freaking commercials.
Time of year where all I want to do is sew cozy things. And when my son came to me the other day and said, "Mom, can you buy me some more of these Bucky's pants?" I was like, absolutely not, but I can make you some. Today I'm going to show you how to take an existing pair of lounge pants or...
Snoop, you're back. What the heck? Snoop, I actually sold stuff. I had my first whatnot show the other day. And then I had a whatnot show today. And I sold 5 things. I was on there for 2 hours. I'm really tired. How do you keep talking for so many hours? I'm introverted. I was describing like so many things, so many items. I also stream on Twitch. Carrie's been helping me. She's been hearting the streams, like clicking on the screen, which is amazing. I'm just so flabbergasted people want to help me, so I'm forever in debt to Carrie. But I've so far done 3 shows. The first one I sold 7 things. The second one I didn't sell anything. It was just dead. And then the third show, today I sold 5 things, and I have 36 followers now. Here, I'll show you. This is my site. I've been trying to plan things in advance. So tomorrow I'll be live at 11, Wednesday at 11 as well, and then Sunday at 6. And then same thing, I've been trying to like schedule stuff. But now I have like things sold and have a bit of a following. I've been posting it on social media, so my friends kind of know about this, which is crazy. What the hell? I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's amazing. It's just getting into practice of it, like just doing it is like the biggest thing. I feel like my brain is just kind of like all over the place because I've been talking so much doing these shows, but it's been going well. It's just getting into the practice, you know? And then I'm like shipping stuff out. There's nothing here to leak except their username, so I think I'm fine showing this. But yeah, there's like stuff I need to like prepare and ship out to them, so that's fun. I've been trying to make it cute with the Hello Kitty thing here. I call it the cutie poles. I have a numbering system. Having a clear weight system of 4 to 7 ounces has helped a lot. So definitely Y2K women's wear with a cutie vibe to it, and making sure I'm shipping stuff out. So I'm gonna be shipping this out like after the stream. Tomorrow I'll be showing sweaters. I have a lot of sweaters. So yeah, that will be something I'll be focused on tomorrow. I'll be showing like 40 or 50 sweaters for 3 hours. Let's see if I can talk for 3 hours straight though. Carrie on Twitch, she saw me talking for 2 hours. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god. She's just watching me. But I appreciate it. Yeah, that's the plan. You let someone cancel, I see. Yeah, it's just she said that it was $20 to ship it. She sent me a message saying that it was going to go to the UK, but it was going to be like $20 for her. And I felt bad. I felt bad. I said no cancellations, right? But then she was like, I don't want to pay $20 in shipping. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't want to pay $20 in shipping either. Maybe she lied. I don't know. I was generous, okay? I was generous. It's fine. But tomorrow, hopefully I do well. It's just a lot of talking. And I'm really introverted, so like when I do my Twitch streams or my YouTube streams, wherever you're on, I'm like, my god, I feel like my brain is overcombusting and I need some intellectual like thing. But I just generally need to like do stuff that is fulfilling intellectually for me, to not get so overwhelmed with like my job, if that makes sense. I need a good balance of stuff. Marissa says, you're doing great. Sorry I missed today. I'm a sub, so I had to unexpectedly work. You're a sub? You're a teacher? What the heck? That's amazing. Snoop, that's nice of you. Yeah. Yeah. What can I say? I just felt bad. Carrie on Twitch says, that's pretty solid exception though, to be honest. $20 is a lot. Yeah. Just felt bad. But I'm doing decent. I think slow and steady wins the race. And I've been applying to like 9 to 5 jobs. There's a local boba shop that I'm applying to. Hopefully I can get the job at a boba shop. But I'm doing whatnot right now to like have some sort of income. And then I'm gonna start donating plasma soon so I can make some income, since I don't have any other job. But I was thinking about doing Depop as well. I have a lot of like random stuff I can also sell on Depop, but I would have to think about like when I can do that. So yeah, trying to get a lot of different revenues in, and trying to be strategic about it. I know a lot of people come in and they're asking about like, oh, do you sell shoes? Do you sell Coach bags? Do you have like fairy core? I'm like, bruh. What are you guys talking about? I just sell random like cutie women's items and that's really it. Snoop says it can affect your account negatively if you accept cancels too much though. Oh. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. What the heck? Why do they punish us for that? That's not our fault. That's the buyer's fault. You're girl boss. You girl boss. Thank you, thank you. I'm trying, honestly. I applied to like 6 jobs over the weekend. And then I uploaded a blog post. I'm going on lives. I'm doing the Whatnot shows. I'm trying to read more. Also, streaming is a very interesting culture. Like, I don't want to be like a contentious creator or a pretentious creator whatsoever. So I'm just trying to like think how to be the most ethical I can in the process. I really just care about morals, I guess, and like not losing myself to capitalism, which can go against like making a lot of money. So I'm just trying to be very careful about like how I approach things. And I was just talking about a story about like me working in a thrift store and like how my manager was just racist and like privileged and just oppressive against others, but she had a role of like power and she still worked in like fashion. So I'm just trying to like not be a douche or trying not to be like a money hoarder. I've never been a capitalist person. Like I've never really cared about money. It's just you need it, obviously. It's just I want to be the most ethical I can in the process, and that's like the most concerning thing for me. Like I just don't want to, I guess, be greedy and mean and selfish in the process. Carrie on Twitch says, also that person who asked about Zara Larson style clothes, she's a pop singer on tour right now. Oh. I just didn't know what her style was. I've heard of her before. It's just I didn't know like what that meant. Zara Larson style. Wait, we should look that up right now. Oh, I see. What's her style looking like? Urban? Like urban chic? You were paying attention, Carrie. I was like, I don't got that. Nope, I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Is it this? I just have the most random, like, maximalist pieces. I kind of felt bad showing all the maximalist stuff I had, but the sweaters are more toned down and pretty. And I have so much more stuff in my basement, so... Carrie says, I think it's more about what her performance and song vibes are. Bright, beaded, stuff like that. Oh, okay. Not her personal style, but the stage presence and dance pop vibe. Oh, oh. Okay. I had no clue. I like pop culture. It's just like I don't really spend a lot of time on singers. So you make PJs? Yeah, making PJs for Carrie, who's on Twitch right now. I can also go over the game plan. Right now I'm doing a lot of research on how to like actually like sew, because I haven't sewed in a long time and it's giving me a lot of anxiety. But last Friday I essentially prepped the fabric. So this is the fabric I'm using for the PJs. It's a polyester base and it has dragonfly, like a dragonfly print. I got this from Michael's. It's not the softest material, but it will be very like lightweight and airy and good for like the summer. So hopefully there's enough fabric. It's just, again, I haven't sewed in the longest time. I haven't touched a pattern in the longest time, and like sometimes when you do something new you kind of have to rip the band-aid, but it's scary to rip the band-aid. So I was supposed to be doing this like right now. I was supposed to like be putting the pattern on the fabric and cutting it in my backyard, but I'm just having an existential moment today, so welcome. And then for the actual sewing machine, I'm using this. It's a temporary fix because the sewing machine I have is like 10 years old. It was my first sewing machine ever, and I refuse to like give it up and buy a new one. So I'm using this, and I'll make it a bit fun, and I'll be outdoors, so it kind of works. It's battery operated, so I just put the batteries in there. Haha, my heart needs sewed. JK, you need your heart sewed. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to fix that one. But yeah, I'm using this sewing machine. That will be fun. And then the pattern is a simple simplicity pattern. Surprisingly enough, there isn't a lot of tutorials on this on YouTube. You would think it's more popular on YouTube, but it's not. So, just a very simple project. It's just like when you haven't done anything, it just becomes so overwhelming. But we did cut out the patterns the other day. So the pattern is cut. Everything is ready. It's just I have to put the pattern on the fabric and then cut and then start sewing. But procrastination can take forms in a lot of different ways. You know? Can we do relationship advice while you make stuff? That'd probably be on Friday, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna do stuff on Friday for that. And typically the fashion design stuff is on Fridays. I was thinking about doing it today, or I plan to do it today, but I'm not feeling it, and I have to look up how to actually sew. This video right here was really good. Marissa says, it's nice that you're taking your time on the sewing project. It's very aligned with slow fashion and sustainability. Oh, that's a good point. Just taking your time, huh? Yeah. That's good. That's good thinking. That's good thinking.
Your PJ pants and turn them into a new pair using your own fabrics. Let's do it!
Hey, I need her personality. Maybe I can adopt her personality, like very fun and cheery. I wish I was a golden retriever. You know, like those people that just have like a golden retriever personality. I don't have that. I have like a black cat personality, and it annoys me sometimes. I'm just like, why am I like this? I want to be more fun.
I love making these adorable lounge pants, and I usually do it in the fall when things are getting a little bit more snuggly around here. I also feel like the fall is a good time to pick up a cozy sewing or knitting project. And whenever I'm wanting to learn a new skill outside of my current skill set, I always go to Craftsy. Thank you so much to Craftsy for sponsoring today.
Oh, hell no. My God, the commercials are going on forever. 3 minutes and we're barely getting into it. Wow.
Able to do a little bit of finagling with the pattern, but because this is a directional print, I am going to have to use up a little bit more fabric. If your pattern is non-directional, you can actually get away with using a little less fabric. Let's say for my son, these are a pair of adult men's small pajama pants. I am going to use, with a directional print, approximately 2 to 2.5 yards. What I would do if I were you, and this might sound crazy, but if you're going to the fabric store and you want to do this, take the pants with you and lay them out. And if somebody's around who knows what they're doing with sewing, ask them for a little bit of help too. Let me show you how to lay these out and cut out the pieces. For this project, I'm going to move this fabric so that I have some extra hanging off the end, because that extra piece is a lot more useful to me than 2 pieces that are half that size. I'm hoping I can actually make a pair for my little son out of these as well. I'm pretty sure I can, because he's tiny. So make sure your fabric is nice and straight. And here's what I want you to do. But double check that you're gonna...
I would trust her with my life. She just gives a sense that she would take care of you. And I need that. I need that amount. The vibes are so immaculate with her. Oh my gosh. I just need a hug from her, and I think life will be okay.
Be within that with about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch on either side extra for your seam allowances, etc. For this first step, I'm going to cut the front pieces. It means I'm going to fold these in half, like with the back touching. And if you're new to sewing, one thing that makes this a little easier is to find that side seam and clip it so that it doesn't roll any which way. And I'm only focusing on one leg of this because what we're going to do is fold that in half. And if you want to clip the back piece to it, that's fine. But I'm only interested in the pattern that pops out from this front piece. So even this little section right here where this seam is, I'm going to tuck that in. I only want to follow the seam line that creates my pattern piece. So you can even clip that right there. We're trying to get as accurate of a sizing as we can because I know that these pants fit him perfectly. So I want to recreate this exact pattern that these pants currently are. So you can see now that we've got a good piece. Now, before you go and lay this down and cut it, I want you to think through this. These pants have an elastic waist. So what I would do is pull this taut and measure it. Okay? So right now when it's all scrunched up, half of that is 7 inches, but when I pull it out, it's 10 inches. So when I lay this pattern piece down, I want to make sure that the waistband is going to be 10 inches, not this scrunched up 7 inches. And I'll show you how to navigate that here in just a second. So lay this down, make sure that the up part is at the top if you have a directional print like I do. And I want you to pull these down a little bit from the top and tuck these drawstrings in so I don't accidentally chop them when I'm cutting my fabric. So as you can see, the only lines that are showing on this right now are the ones that create the front piece. In lounge pants like this, the front pieces will be shaped just a little differently than the back pieces because obviously in the back you have a little bit more junk to deal with, a little more junk in the trunk. So one other thing that we're going to measure is...
Wait, so she's using the pajamas as a base to make another one that fits exactly like the one that she wants to replicate? Oh, she's expert mode. I have a pattern though. Bro, what? People are just so smart. How do they do this?
It looks like these have 1 inch or 3/4 inch elastic. And what I need to do at the top, and you can use a marking pen, like a erasable marking pen for this.
Erasable marker pen? What? Erasable marker pen. Bruh. What is this? Erasable marker pen. Oh my god. I have no clue what I'm doing.
Is I want to measure up 1 inch for the elastic because we're going to fold that over, plus another, let's say 1/2 inch because we want to make sure we include a seam allowance. So I'm going to add 1.5 inches onto the top of this. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you add 2 inches, life's going to be fine. And I'm going...
Is it going to be fine, lady? Is life going to actually be fine? Oh my gosh, she's such a mom. She's such a cozy mom. I need what she's on. What is she consuming? Or like what's the vibes going? How do I reach this point in my life?
To go ahead and draw that line. I'm not measuring that line just yet. I'm just making a mark of where it is. But I do know that I want this to be 10 inches, not the 7 that it currently is. And the place that I'm going to add that onto is the side here. I'm going to move this over just a little bit because we are going to add a seam allowance. So I'm going to make sure this is sticking out 1/2 inch over here. And I'm going to mark that line. And then I'm going to measure all the way out to the 9. We'll do 9.5.
You can use a thin piece of bar soap instead of an erasable pen.
This mark right here, this is the top of my pants. That's how wide I'm going to cut them. And from there, you can just add on 1/2 inch all the way around. And you can draw this if you want, or if you're feeling sassy, you can just cut around it and eyeball it. Since some of you are probably just new to sewing, I'm going to just mark it
and sort of draw and measure every once in a while to make sure I'm staying near that 1/2 inch seam allowance.
I had no clue you could do
and
this.
Draw the
What?
shape around this pant leg. Just double
I had
check.
no clue.
We're right around a 1/2 inch sticking out from each side.
I mean, this is
And
not
listen,
this is not what we're
this may
doing,
look
but
like, oh, what is she doing? Can't do that. You so can. Make it a
Okay.
little bigger than you expect. Nobody's ever complained about having PJ or lounge pants that are just a little bit too big. I mean, come on. So from my
okay, no complaining about PJs being too big. Noted, noted. Why is she so nice? I need her in my life.
line at the top, this line is a lot straighter. My marking pen to work my way down.
This is so wholesome.
Now, the hem on these is about 1 inch. So I'm going to add on 1 inch to the end of my pants. So I'll go ahead and draw that line as well. Then you're just connecting lines. Again, they don't have to be perfect. Give this a try and just see how it goes. Use some scrap fabric or an old curtain or a sheet just to see if you can get it to a place that's comfortable.
Why is she so wholesome with it? I think she's like the perfect person to watch to do this. I feel so affirmed. Oh, you know what'd be fun? Maybe this is too late, but like what if other people... Yeah, what if other people in the future, let's say I'm doing something with a pattern, like a standardized pattern, like we can do it together. Like I share it, what I'm doing, and then we do it together. Wouldn't that be so wholesome? We can do our next project together. What the heck? Oh, she's so beautiful. We can be imperfect in the process. This is making me feel better. Oh my gosh. On Friday, we're gonna do the bestest we will ever have done. Yep. Y'all also need to take notes so you can help me. You guys need to remember what she's saying.
Okay, we're done tracing this side. I can see my lines very clearly now on my fabric, and I'm gonna cut through 2 layers and create my first front 2 pieces for these pants. Look at you. You made your front pieces. Good job. Now I'm going to put a little clip right here. A single clip on each.
Can all the Twitchers, can all the streamers be like her? Can we just have the whole internet be like her? All the internet. All the users, all the streamers, just very nice people that do pajama stuff. Wouldn't that be lovely? I just need this to be a normalized personality. It's just very nice, positive, affirming. Wouldn't that be lovely? No trolls, no performances, no hypocrisies, no rage bait, no clickbait, just wholesome vibes. Ugh, the idealism, bruh.
Either side in this swoop. This is to remind me that these are my front pieces. My back pieces, I'll put 2 clips. Whatever your system is, follow it because they do look similar when you cut them out and you don't want to get them mixed up. Let's rework our fabric here. Now take those clips off and flip your pants the other direction so that you're seeing the lines of your back pieces. So turn it this way this time and make sure that you're rolling that fabric out to follow the actual lines that were sewn of your seams, because that's going to show you your pattern piece. Now listen, if you hate this idea and it sounds way too like off the grid for you, that's okay. I have a tutorial from a couple years back showing how to make actual like lounge pants from one of my favorite pattern designers, Patterns for Pirates. So if that appeals to you more, that's fine. You can go follow that tutorial. And that...
She's so sweet! What the freak? I'm so obsessed. Maybe we should watch one of her videos every stream. It's a habit. We'll make it a habit. So we can get that positive affirmation around fashion design.
Actually is a little bit of a different method. So you'll learn two different things. Okay, so I'm rolling my seams out, making sure that I'm catching all of that pattern. Smooth everything out. Bring that pattern piece in, aka your pants, and go ahead and remember to add 1.5 inches at the top and 1 inch at the bottom, and then you can either trace or just cut, adding 1/2 inch around the whole thing for your seam allowances. Remember to make this top piece closer to 10 inches wide instead of the 7 that it already is from just being scrunched up with that elastic. Got all this leftover fabric. I could make another pair of pants for my son. Now, we've got our back piece. Take your clips off, and in that swoopy area, I want you to put 2 clips on.
If I become a mother, I'm gonna be like this. This is gonna be my YouTube channel. This is literally gonna be me. Oh wait, she's actually my mentor now. Future pajama mom, here I come.
The back pieces. This is gonna come in handy when you start to sew it together. All right, I'm gonna load up some, well, I guess it has to be orange thread, right? In my machine. Maybe I'll do white, I don't know. And we will get going. Remember when we marked the back pieces with 2 clips and the front pieces with 1 clip? This is where you're gonna be really happy that you did that. So take 1 back piece and find the front piece that matches it, where it'll be pretty sides touching and your swoops will be on top of each other like this. And I want you to pin or clip this straight edge down here down the leg, okay? And we are going to sew right here. So leave those other clips in because they're important throughout this project to remember where the front is. We will mark that later on permanently, but right now we're not there yet. So a 1/2 inch seam allowance, right down both of those inner leg seams. And you don't have to do a 1/2 inch.
Guys, I kind of like zoned out and I kind of missed the section that I wanted to like watch. I was not, okay. Guys, I'm sorry. What did she just do? She placed the patterns together. And then she cut them. Or she cut them and then placed the pieces together. Okay, this is what we're going to end up having with our pattern. So I'm going to pay attention to that. Where's she sewing? Down here?
Remember when we marked the back pieces with 2 clips and the front pieces with 1 clip? This is where you're going to be really happy that you did that. So take 1 back piece and find the front piece that matches it, where it'll be pretty sides touching and your swoops will be on top of each other like this.
Wait a minute. This is what we're going to be doing. I also zoned out. Yeah. She's so calm. She's such a sweetie pie. This is what I'm going to be doing on Friday. This is what I'm scared of. This is what I fear. Okay. Okay. So we sew it here.
And I want you to pin or clip this straight edge down here down the leg. Okay. And we are going to sew right here. So
wow. It's almost like magic.
Leave those other clips in because they're important throughout this project to remember where the front is.
Yup.
We will mark that later on permanently, but right now we're not there yet. So a 1/2 inch seam allowance, right down both of those inner leg seams. And you don't have to do a 1/2 inch if that is not what you want to do. The reason I'm throwing a 1/2 inch on here is if you are a beginner, that might be an easier measurement for you to follow. And we're going to do a couple different options for seam finishes here, depending on what you have available to you. And I want some space to be able to show that to you. So sew this line down and then repeat that on those other 2 pieces where you're just sewing this little interior section, the inner leg seam.
This is an easy project, but like my head is like, bruh, this is the hardest thing ever. Honestly, if anyone is starting to do fashion design stuff or like fashion sewing, I feel like pajamas are always a good start. And I learned to do PJs as like my first project. I was like 17 or something when I did my first PJs, and it was my first project. And now I'm way older. And now I'm like starting back at base 0. So I've done this before technically. It's just I haven't sewed in such a long time. It's been 4 or 5 years, and I'm just in my head, but it's such an easy project. It's such an easy project. You're just piecing things together, but I don't want to mess up.
And then I'll meet you back here and I'll show you what to do next. All right, good job. We've got 2 pieces now that are U-shaped, like UT. And we have to do something about these seams. We're gonna start.
Bruh, she's so sweet. Oh, I'm gonna watch all her videos tonight.
Start taking care of them as we go. We're not going to wait till the end to try and finish all the seams because that will not work. They'll be sewn into other places, really hard to get to. So there's 3 levels of seam finishing that I'm going to show you today. Depends on where you are in your sewing journey. And let me say this before I tell you what any of them are. There is no shame in any of these seam finishes. Let me repeat that. There is no shame in doing any of these 3, okay? So the first option is literally to do nothing. I realize in a sewing community, we want to finish seams. We want those raw edges to be covered up. But I'm going to be the weird one here and say if trying to figure out how to finish seams is going to make you stop doing this project. And
Carrie on Twitch, I'm not going to finish your freaking seams. I don't know how to do that. What are freaking finishing seams? You're just going to have frayed edges in the inside of it. You're just going to have to deal with it. I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't know how to do that either. I could borrow my mom's sewing machine, but knowing me, I'm just gonna freak out and give up on the project. So, yep. Isn't it just hemming? No, it's like an extra detail that you do on the sewing machine. No? It like contains the frays at the edges of the fabric. I think that's what she's saying.
Not want to go any further, then I just want you to leave them as is. Here's the drawback to that. They will fray. Now, are they
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you don't like... I don't know how to describe this shit. Wait, I think she'll show.
Fall apart? No. Your pants are not going to fall apart. You're just going to have some extra little, like, fraying and threads inside your pants as you wash them and wear them. Is that a big deal? I don't know. You tell me. If that doesn't bother you, then just skip this and keep going. Are there other ideas for finishing that are just about as easy? There are. So let me show you step 2. Step 2 is to invest in a nice pair of pinking shears. Do you see those cute little hills and valleys in these shears? What those are going to do as you cut up the fabric is they will create some hills and valleys that will make it very hard for those fabrics to fray. And so the way that you would do this is just cut right along.
Yeah, I'm not doing that either, Carrie. You're gonna have the most rough handmade PJs, and you're gonna have to love them. Those scissors look expensive. Those scissors look like they cost $30. And that's too fancy for me. You're gonna love them. You will love them. Oh my god, she literally says she sews Sims. That's so cute. What the heck? Made with love to be well loved. Damn, that should be like a quote on my wall or something. I should write that down. I'll write that down.
Seam allowance without cutting through your threads, like your sewn threads, and just work your way up. And you can see it creates this little zigzaggy edge. And that is really hard to make fray. I'm pulling on it, it's not doing anything. Okay, so that is option 2. That is a step up from option 1, but does require a pair of zigzag scissors. So, and you can get these anywhere. I like the Guggenheims. You can also get pinking shears on Amazon, anywhere. Just make sure they're good and sharp. So that's finishing option number 2. Now, the third finishing option I'm going to show you today is if you are ready for it, you can finish your seams with what's called a serger. And I'm going to show you that step right now. A serger or overlocker is going to essentially knit 4 threads around the edge of your seam while also cutting the fabric down and sewing a straight stitch at the same time. It's a wonderful machine, but it is an extra expense and it might stress you out. You might look at this and be like, absolutely not. So, and that's okay. But if you do any...
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are not surgeon. We will not surge. Nuh-uh. Okay, made with love to be well loved. Beautiful. That's my handwriting. Do you guys want to know my handwriting? It's kind of sloppy. I didn't write that neatly, but I guess this is real. Made with love to be well loved. Cute. Cute. We are not surgeons. We will not surge. Wait, that's another good one. I like that. Actually, that's low-key genius. Okay. So many things to learn right now.
Use your serger. All you would do is lay this in, and I'm gonna use the side of my presser foot here as my guide, and you just start rolling it through. This is the fastest, most professional looking seam finish of the 3. Actually, I guess that's a lie. If you do nothing, that would be the fastest, but it is the most professional. I have gray thread loaded on here so that you can really see what that looks like on your garment. It's inside the seam line, so you're on the outside, your white original thread line is going to be what's visible, if at all. So you won't see.
Bro, she be yapping. She be yapping. Oh. Oh, okay. Look. We're not surgeons. We will not surge. Bro, what is this R? That does not look like an R. We will not surge. Marissa on YouTube says, does your machine only have straight stitch? This is what we're this is what we're working with. This is what we're working with. It only goes straight. It doesn't even have back stitch. All it does is lock in on itself. So yeah, only straight stitch. We only got the most basic functionality. Not even the back stitch. So we're definitely winging it.
See those gray threads coming through, but they are going to provide a fantastic.
You love the serger quote, says Marissa? Yeah. I love it too. We are not surgeons. We will not surge.
Seam finish for you. So I'm going to finish my seams for the rest of this project, but again, any of those 3 options are 100% fine. I don't care what anybody else tells you, and you can come at me in the comments if you want about leaving unfinished seams in a project, because this channel is for everyone, not just seasoned sewists. So beginners, if this is how you want to finish them by doing nothing, you do that, and you do it with pride. Do you understand? Perfect. It's time to
I love her. I love her so much.
connect the 2 pieces in the crotch of the pants. I'm going to say in the swoop, because just to say that other word feels weird to say over and over again. Anyway, I'm going to move my back clips just to a different location now on this back piece. I still need to know where my back is, but I need to sew in this area. So I'm just going to move those up to the top. And if you want to put them there from the start, that's fine. Okay, so I've got 1 swoop, 2 swoops, orange swoop, white swoop. Okay. I seriously just entertain myself up here all day. My husband probably thinks I'm insane. Actually, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm insane. The first thing we're going to match up is these center seams right here. Okay, this is the very bottom crotch part of your pants. What's wrong with me? I can't say that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And then clip this side of the swoop and this side of the swoop. I love making pants. And when you start getting the hang of these and you're not filming a tutorial and stopping every few seconds, these come together really fast once you start making them. I would say you could probably make a pair of these in about 45 minutes once you get really comfortable with it. Lay this in your machine. Always start with
45 minutes? I complained about my life for 2 hours and she can do PJs in 45 minutes? 45 minutes! 45 minutes? Bro, I've been streaming for literally 2 hours and I have done nothing. 45 minutes. Okay. It's okay. It's right. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, I feel like I'm the personality hire. 45 minutes. I literally can't. Give me a second. Oh my god. Oh, we're just gonna ignore that. 45 minutes? Bro, it's gonna take me like 3 hours to just... I'm literally dead. It will literally take me like 3 hours to put the pattern pieces on the fucking fabric. And then to actually sew it will be another 3 hours. Like, I'm not faking the coughs. I'm not faking this whatsoever. Oh my god. Fuck, I'm screwed. Personality hire as a third merch quote idea. Okay. I'm writing that down. I feel like I'm literally the personality hire of my family. I put personality merch. Fuck my life. Oh my god. Ugh. Dude, my family always says I'm the one that like creates the chaos. When I'm not in the circle, everyone's boring. Or everyone's just bored. Personality higher. You do not want to like actually meet me, and like after you get past after I'm not shy, I do not shut the fuck up. Yeah. My brothers are like, what the fuck? Anyways, we're just gonna leave that information right there. I am definitely not annoying.
The back stitch to make sure everything gets locked in place. 1/2 inch seam allowance. My stitch length is 2.5 millimeters. And I didn't mention this before, but I'm using just a universal 80/12 needle and regular polyester thread, nothing special. Now, you are going to have to sew a little bit of a curve. It's a very gradual one, so this shouldn't be too stressful for you. See, it's coming up right now.
It's not gonna be too stressful. I've been at this for a whole week. If I get to that point, we've reached a new level of genius.
But when you get to that curve, once you stop and sort of just redo all your fabric, and if you can, nest your seams, which means you're going to put one seam going up and one seam going down, or right and left. And that helps your seams lay really nicely together and create a professional finish on your pants. If they don't match up, it's okay. You're gonna get through the day and still be okay because your pants don't match up in the swoop or the crotch, but I don't like saying crotch. Okay.
She's literally sent from God. I don't believe in the Jesus God of the Christianities, of the Catholics, but bro, I feel like I really needed her today. We really need her today. She's restoring my faith in humanity one stitch at a time.
Maybe I do like saying it. I've said it a few times now. Ah, what's wrong with me? All right, keep sewing. Cuteness.
She's so cute.
All right, the swoop is sewn. Take this to your serger and finish it, or use your zigzag scissors, or do absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
This is what you got. So you'll have a U shape, and it kind of looks like a T. U-T. Go false. Okay. The next part is not meant to be a mind bender, but it is a little bit of a mind bender. What I want you to do is we need to match up those side seams for the leg. So from here, I want you to open up your pant tops, like the top of your pants. Okay? And you'll see that they look like pants now. But the problem is,
Guys, they look like pants now. Oh my gosh. This is gonna take me hours to get to. Am I actually the personality hire or like the dumb hire? Which one is it? Well, isn't the personality hire like the one that doesn't really have like talent, but like says interesting stuff? You know what? We're not gonna question it.
Need to get them to be opposite so that we can sew the side seams. So what you're going to do is drop this one and then pick it back up on the opposite side. Okay? Drop it, pick it up. And you should have your 2 back clips on the back now and your 2
Wait a minute, what the heck? She made it look so easy.
front clips in the front. Okay? Pin down the sides or clip. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. I did not start out as a Tennessee Vols fan. I guess you could call me a Penn State fan by proxy because everyone in my family was Penn State fans, and that was like, you know, that where everybody went.
What the hell are you talking about, lady? Okay. Sorry.
Brings me to my segment called Storytime with Chelsea. And this is where I tell you a silly story or a story about my world or my life while I'm sewing some really long seams because I get bored and want something to talk about. So my husband and I actually met on Match.com. At the time, in 2010, 11, like meeting online was still kind of weird. So I went on some really terrible dates. I was just about to get off the platform when I saw my husband's picture. So I winked at him because that's what you could do at the time. He was not actually on Match.com at the time, but like they still send you those promotional emails of like, hey, look who winked at you. If you want to see, pay $39.99 and join back up. Well, he was between jobs at the time and had like $45 to his name. And he was like, he saw my picture and he's like, oh, she's cute. I want to wink back, but do I want to eat this week or do I want to talk to a girl? Well, he ended up talking to a girl. So we emailed a few times and we are both like very much wordsmiths. The attraction started in written word for sure. We hadn't even talked on the phone, but
wait, I should be taking notes. What is she saying? Wordsmith lovers. Okay. This is, wait, she's literally like me, but golden retriever vibes. Should we slow it down and actually like hear what she's saying? I'm kind of curious. I don't understand like how the romance started, but we'll roll with it. Okay.
Was already completely infatuated with him. So he asked me on a date, came to my house in East Nashville and picked me up and took me to Lafayette, his hometown. We went to...
There's a lot of words. Nashville. Didn't she say that she fell in love with a girl though? Wasn't she talking about a girl? Oh my god, I literally am dumb. Wait, let me restart. She was saying that he wasn't on the app either. Okay, let me restart. I need the tea.
Want something to talk about. So my husband and I actually met on Match.com. At the time, in 2010, 11, like meeting online.
2010?
So I went on some really terrible dates. I was just about to get off the platform when I saw my husband's picture. So I winked at him because that's what you could do at the time.
You can wink at people on the app. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Was not actually on Match.com at the time, but like they still send you those promotional emails of like, hey, look who winked at you. If you want to see, pay.
He was not on the app, but she was able to wink at him. That's sus vibes. That was sus vibes. Bro, what is she talking? How is he not on the app, but he got the emails? He must have had a profile. I'm confused. See, I'm not dumb. I'm just confused. What?
$39.99 and join back up.
Oh, he used to be on it. Okay. She kind of messed up on the explanation there. That's not on me.
Well, he was between jobs at the time and had like $45 to his name. And he was like, he saw my picture and he's like, oh, she's cute. I want to wink back, but do I want to eat this week or do I want to?
Oh, gotcha. Marissa on YouTube says, like, he wasn't actively using the app anymore, but he had a profile. Okay. Yeah, I was like, is she lying to us right now? I guess she's not a very straightforward person, so I'm trying to understand what she's saying. I don't understand, like, subliminal, like, stuff. Like, okay, one thing about me is, like, I get to the facts, and, like, I get to the point really quickly, and she's, like, not getting there, so I just I'm, like, struggling. Like, her thought processes are not like how I think, so neurodivergence is a beautiful thing sometimes, isn't it? I would have framed it as, like, I met my husband through Hinge. He had a profile, but he was not using the app, but it was still up. His profile was still up. I winked at him, and then he was considering whether or not he should wink back because he was fucking poor and only had $45. Like, that would have been my explanation, but I guess that's a little bit too blunt. So I think her explanation is just, like, not computing with me.
Talk to a girl. Well, he ended up talking to a girl. So we emailed a few times.
So he ended up talking to a girl. She's talking about herself like it's not her. Okay, so he ended up talking to her. She's not using first person, so that's kind of confusing too.
And we are both like very much wordsmiths. The attraction started in written word for sure. We hadn't even talked on the phone, but I was already completely infatuated with him. So he asked me on a date, came to my house in East Nashville and picked me up and took me to Lafayette, his hometown. We went to a Mexican restaurant and a drive-in movie, and my life was never the same. It was the best first date ever. And so for a second date, he asked me if I wanted to go to a UT Vols game.
Bro, what the hell? What a wholesome love story.
And it will forever go down in history as my favorite football game I've ever been to.
Bro, so, like, if I didn't like sports and this happened to me, would I still fall in love? What if a guy I really like takes me to a football game, I really like him, but he has taken me to a football game? Do I reject him? I just don't like football. I'm inserting myself in her love story back in 2010 when I was quite literally like a 5-year-old. Would I fall in love in a football game? Probably not. Isn't that crazy? Like, the wrong setting will, like, kill the dream guy. Like, metaphorically, not literally. I wouldn't kill anyone, you know? Because, you know, I'm not capable of that. But, I mean, I think she likes football, though. That's kind of why it worked. I just don't like football. I would have lost my dream guy because I didn't like football. But wouldn't he know I don't like football? So he wouldn't have taken me to a football game. You know?
It was so much fun, and we just fell in love
wow.
from there.
To fall in love at a football game. Francis on YouTube says relationship goals. Oh, that joke, huh? Like relationship goals. Funny.
So that's our little meet cute, but the balls
Meet cute. She's definitely a millennial. My goodness.
are very, very special to me. Even though I didn't start out as a Vols fan, I am a lifetime Vols fan because being at that football game was the most exciting, wonderful date.
Bruh, what is she talking about? She just fell in love at a football game. What the fuck? I didn't know that was possible. Oh, Carrie says, sounds like a plot for a contemporary romance novel. For me, that would be like a mystery novel, because nothing would go good. Nothing would be clarified. That is a very contemporary romance novel. Very Americana, millennial coded, very core cutesy vibes. To be American.
With my husband that I could ever have imagined. So there's your story time with Chelsea for the day.
Wow. I wish my brain was that like lovely. Oh my god. You know a fun fact about me? And every job I've ever had, whenever I get close to like staff or like my bosses, I always ask them how they ended up with their partner. One time I used to work at an alpaca farm and I just got so bored that day, and I just asked everyone I could talk to about how they found love, and they just got so confused. But then it became like my personality to like ask them or ask everyone, and then I became like the relationship questioner. And no one had a straight answer for me. Everyone was like, oh, it just kind of happened, or it was just a right fit. I was like, bro, where's the fucking story at? where's the drama, or like where's the tension? Like where was like the magical moment? Like give me something a bit more like, I don't know, intense. I don't like, oh, it just kind of happened and we went on dates and it just worked out. Like, bro, that shit is boring. Give me something like, I don't know. I think I'm just an intense person. I need to feel like special. Her story just sounds boring. You matched on the meetup or whatever the fuck app it is, and then you went to a football game and that was really it. That's it? Like, tell me about the feelings. Tell me about the thoughts. I don't know. I feel like I'm just not simple enough. Like,
How did you and your significant other meet? Do you guys have a cute story, or is it just...
No! I don't. I don't. I think I'm just a very complicated person. So it needs to be more intense or more complicated with the person too. I like a complicated person. I've always been like that.
Like, a normal, like, hey, we worked together and we fell in love. I love love stories. Okay, I've talked too much. I'm gonna finish these side seams and then we'll finish up these pants. Okay, you little cute cuties. Once you have those side seams all locked and loaded, we need to finish the top edge and the bottom edges of our pant legs. So if you want to use your serger for that, do your first round of stitches. That's cool. It would go like this. If you don't have a serger,
we ain't surgeon. We are not surgeons, bruh.
Or you can zigzag scissor these, or you can do the double fold method, which would be to fold them up a 1/2 inch and press them, and then maybe another 1/2 inch, and then sew the hem, which will then lock in your raw edges. If you do the serge method, you can serge all the way around like I did, and then we'll fold 1 inch up, and then I'll sew a hem here.
Are you freaking serious? What if I skip that part too? I'm just gonna skip everything.
Whatever you decide is fine. For the
Carrie. How about them scrunchies? How about them scrunchies? Oh my god, there's so many steps.
Top edge of your pants, this is when we're going to take those clips off. Now, My kids are super weird, so if I was gonna fold this down and then add a tag in here, they would rip it right out. So what I'm gonna do is estimate about how much room I need to do my top part of my hem here, and I'm just gonna, on this back seam line, I'm gonna draw an X with a Sharpie, and that's how they'll know it's the back. That way they're not ragging on me about having tags touching their precious skin. And now once you have that mark, you can remove all of those clips and serge around the top edge, zigzag around the top edge, or again, do a 1/4 inch and then a full inch down, okay? This is why I love the serger though. It is so fast and so quick and so professional. All right, it's time to actually go to our ironing board. We haven't been over there at all yet this project. So let's head over there and I'll show you how to iron this out. For the hem at the bottom of your leg, I'm gonna load this onto my ironing board.
Oh my god. Is she ironing it after she sewed it? We know how I feel about scrunchies. Good. Damn, I wish I was just like, I wish things could be so easy. Oh,
and we're gonna press it up 1 inch. I like to use my little hem gauge for this. Set it to 1 inch. Fold it down. Check my measurement. And then just press it. So it's nice and even. And then repeat that.
Oh my god, the patience.
Around
the friggin' patience for this.
The edge of your ironing board. Once you get that set, repeat that on the other side. For the top hem, we've got to figure out.
Wait, so how do people do this?
How
do people do this if they have ADHD? Like, blah, 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 blah. How do you do this as a person that has no attention span? Oh my god, we're wholly cooked.
Elastic. So let's grab the elastic we're going to use. I got an absolutely ridiculous deal on this spool of elastic from Fabric Mart. I think I paid $10 for it, and I will never be running out of 1 inch elastic ever. So I'm going to cut, I won't need this long of a length, but just so I'm not messing with this whole spool here. I'm going to cut a nice long piece of it. If you fold it down, you can use this as the guide if you want. If you've done a serged seam, you want to make sure that your elastic is not overlapping into the serging, because that casing needs to be big enough to hold the elastic without it being too big. So I'm going to iron it right about here, which ends up being about 1.5 inches folded down. Let's tackle those seams at the bottom first. So I'm going to remove the arm from my machine. That helps me slide this on a lot easier. And I'm going to sew about 1/8 inch away from that top raw edge. So it'll be sewn in the serging, and that's fine. Just make sure it's going nice and straight. Take your time. Keep those pieces flat because you are sewing in the round, so you don't want them to get bunched up. So keeping a hand right here is helpful. When you get to the end, back stitch and cut your thread. You'll see you have a nice clean hem on the bottom of your pants. Repeat that on the opposite side. Let's finish up the top edge. So you did not have access to a serger. What you will have done is folded this down 1/4 inch and then folded this second piece down 1.25 inches and pressed it all there. But if this is where you're at, I'm on the back of my pants. You can see my X that I drew. I'm going to go about 5 inches over from that X and start here. I'm sewing approximately 1/8 inch away from the edge of my hem, like my raw edge here at the top. Work your way around, but don't complete the circle. We need to leave a space to put our elastic through. Coming up on my original stitches, which start here, I'm going to stop about 3 inches away. Right there, and I'm going to back stitch a couple times. Cut your thread and pull the pants out. You're almost there. So you can see now when I stretch.
Holy fucking shit. I'm starting to get stressed. Like, I'm not lying about how stressed I am. Oh my god. I turn on design TV shows while I'm sewing, so it feels like I'm sewing with people and it helps me lock in. Design TV shows. Do you have a good one? you have a good one? Do you have a good one? Do you guys want to see my slippers? Fuck. You're so cute. Okay, let's get back to it.
Stretch this out. This is just about exactly the same size as the top of my pants, and that's what we want. So the next thing that I want to do is...
So cute! I love them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Marissa says on YouTube, all seasons of Project Runway has gotten me through many projects. Okay. Are they copyrighted? What if I, like, play it? Okay, game plan. What if... This will actually help. What if I'm, like... Okay, what if I'm, like, here? Right? While I'm outside or, like, doing the sewing thing, and then there's, like, a little, like, second screen. Or I'm just, like, overlaid on the show. You know? That way, there's not enough... There's less pressure. So it'll be like this.
Rest. Don't pull the elastic, but let the elastic...
Something like that. Or do you just want to watch me suffer? Do you want to watch me suffer, or do you want distraction? With something else playing? I don't know how to do interactive games or interactive aspects of the streams. Quite literally, I have no fucking clue how to stream. But it would either be like just watching me or just like having another screen on there. There would be like no other interactive aspects. I know like some people do like word games where you can like play a word game while you watch me. I don't know how to set that up. It's like an overlay. And there's like other random fishing games. I just don't know how to do that. Carrie says something else playing would be nice. Okay. I actually like that. Okay, cool. I don't know if it's going to be taken down on YouTube. That's the thing. So it would probably be like Twitch. Like a Twitch thing. But I do like to multi-stream. And I want the videos to be saved on YouTube. But it just kind of depends on the show, I guess.
Elastic rest in its regular state and measure it. This side is approximately 13.5 inches long. Double that and you get 27 inches. So that's how long I'm going to make my elastic piece. So we've got 10, 27. I'm going to cut it right there. I'm going to grab my bodkin. You can also use a large safety pin and thread that through. For the bodkin, you will grab onto that elastic about a ½ inch down. So it's got these little claws, and I'm going to lower the washer so that it's nice and tight. And I'm going to feed that through the hole in my waistband. Start feeding it through very gently. And the trick to this is you don't want to pull it hard enough that the bodkin pops off of the elastic, because then you have to go fishing for it and it's a real bummer. So thread that through. I think the beauty of this project is, first of all, you don't need a pattern. Second of all, you don't need the person there necessarily to make the project, because if you have a pair of pants that you know fits them really well, if you just duplicate that design, you know your chances of them fitting are pretty good. Barring some just real minor adjustments, maybe just a tightening of the elastic or whatever, you're going to get pretty close, which is really nice. All right, feed it all the way through. Once you get there, pull it through. Make sure that your elastic hasn't rolled in the process of being fed through the casing, or the portal as I like to call it, and remove that bodkin. Match up your ends, making sure, if you hold on to it, that everything is straight and not twisted. Go to your sewing machine, and I've overlapped them about 1 inch, and I'm going to switch to a zigzag stitch on my machine. Start with a back stitch, sew forward, reverse back, and I go the full length back. I don't want that elastic going anywhere. Repeat that a couple times. Is this overkill? I don't know, probably. I don't want my elastic to come undone. Now, if you want to trim these little side pieces just to get rid of some of the bulk, you can. Scrunched up, they're exactly the same. And that is because we did such a good job of measuring at the top and at the beginning of the project. When I stretch that elastic out, also the same. So I feel confident closing these up. So what I'm going to do is slide that one section that we had with the open area under my machine. Make sure you switch back to a straight stitch. And just finish up that little hole right there. And if you want to finish these up with a good press, that's fine. Or if you're excited and you want to put them on or give them to the person that you made them for, that's fine too. Remember, we marked that back with an X, so you can tell that person when they go to put these on, just look for the X. Now, one quick trick before I go is what I call stitch in the ditch. And for this part, You want to turn your pants right side out. Find your side seams. So here's one of my side seams. This is my side seam. And I'm going to stitch right in this seam line to make it as invisible as possible. Give the elastic a good stretch before you do that.
Marissa says, to your credit, using a store-bought pattern does take a bit longer and a lot more patience than self-drafting. You are doing great. How could you tell? How could you tell that I was self-combusting? Does it look like I just want to kill every single pattern and like hope and dreams in my head? I'm just having such a lovely time. How could you tell I'm just having so much fun?
And then lay it in there and just stitch it right in that seam line. It doesn't have to be perfect. Do it as close as you can. The reason we're doing this, and we're going to repeat it on the opposite side, is it will keep your elastic from rolling as you wash and dry these pants. This elastic historically does not super love the dryer, and it'll get all twisty and messed up if you let it. This will keep that from happening, and it's barely visible. All right, let's hold these pants up and see how they turned out. Here are the originals that we got at Buc-ee's. Cute, super cute. And here are the cute Tennessee Balls ones that we just created using those Buc-ee pants as a pattern. I can't wait for him to try these on. What do you think of my no pattern, adorable little lounge pants for my son? Do you like them? Is this a project that you feel like you can tackle? I tried to give you lots of options depending on where you are in your sewing journey. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of my upcoming content, and thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.
That was amazing. Guys, isn't she such a queen? 100,000 views. What a queen. Wow. Subbed. Chelsea, she so seems. She uploads so consistently. What the heck? Wow. What the heck? Guys, I don't mean to be like pessimist or anything. I wish I was such a sunshine rainbow person that has like just positivity, like just going like this everywhere, you know? I wish I was that person. I'm not. You know what I want to admit? I usually say I'm something, but I say something, but I'm the opposite. I'm not gonna expand. Do you guys want to do anything fun before I leave? Or, like, what do you guys want from me? What do you want from me? I just want to please someone. I want to make someone happy. That's what I aim to please. Does anyone need anything before I leave? Do you want to talk about anything? Do you want me to play anything? Do you want me to watch anything? I just want to make someone happy. What do you need? That's how I get happy, by making others happy. What do you want? I don't know what to do anymore. Okay, I'm gonna just stream whatever until... I don't know what I'm saying. Does anyone need anything? I'm gonna probably jump off after this, to be honest. Do you guys want to talk about anything? You do make me happy just by hanging out here. Oh my god, that was like the most wholesome thing ever. Oh, that's so sweet. What the heck? It's just a good time no matter what you do. What the heck? What? I'm just gonna cry. Do you guys want me to like do anything or play anything or questions? I can give something, I don't know. I feel like I'm such a giver. I don't know what to give right now. I guess I'm just drained. Agreed. I really enjoy your streams. Oh, I feel like I'm fishing for compliments now. Give me more compliments. I am the personality hire after all. Oh, guys, I want to dye my hair. I always use the Garnier Ultra Cream one with the avocado. I need to freaking take off the green screen. I don't know how to take off the green screen. It's fucking annoying me. But yeah, I'm gonna dye my hair darker. That's really the most fun, exciting thing in my life. Wait, do you guys want me to get electrocuted? I got an electrocution thingy. It like affects your muscles. You attach it to your skin and it like does something. Oh my god, I'm the most eloquent person ever. Dude, okay. So, I'll show you guys. I've had this here for weeks. Wait, I can put this on while I sew on Friday. Let me show you. So here's the remote. It looks like a little phone. Hello? Doop, 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 doop. So, basically you attach this to your body and it makes your muscles convulse. That didn't sound right. Here, I'll pull up a TikTok. Now that I think about this, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm actually gonna like leave the stream. I am not positive today. It's just I'm annoying myself. I annoy myself more than anything. Okay. Let me look up what I'm talking about. What's this thing called? Intense typing.
With Vinted, Donna can easily earn extra cash. She just has to list.
Look at this. It makes your muscles contract. It doesn't really show, but like that shit is painful. So I'm gonna do that for a stream probably on Friday. You know, sometimes you need a little bit of pain to make the streams interesting. I had this weeks ago. I just didn't pull it out of my inventory for streams, but I've had the idea for weeks. There's a lot of them. Honestly, that's really all I have going on, to be honest. I'll be live tomorrow. Hopefully I'm in a better mood. I don't really know what's going on in my head right now. I think I'm just exhausted and anxious. It looks painful, so I'm gonna do that on Friday. Did I say that? Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh. Yep, I'm leaving. I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna eat. And I'm gonna shower. I don't shower, I take baths. The more you know. And then I'm gonna watch a good show. And then tomorrow I'm gonna go on Whatnot again at 11 a.m. selling sweaters. And then I'll be live at 5 p.m. Central Time talking about the news. I will lock in for the news. I'll be live until 11 p.m. So 5 to 11. There'll be a super fun hangout. There's a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about. A lot of things that are happening with Coachella and the fashion industry in general. Again, I'm so sorry I was in such a weird mood. I feel like this always happens on Wednesdays. Or, I mean, on Mondays. I'm always just so weird on Mondays. I genuinely hate Mondays with a fucking passion. And I wish I didn't have to exist on Mondays. It's just, it feels like a lot of pressure because like everything else is following after Monday. So it just feels like there's just a lot to get through in the week and I just want to get everything done. So I just kind of want to skip Mondays in general, but thank you everyone for jumping on. Oh, I do want to read this book a bit before I go to sleep. Earth Emotions. I do want to read this book for my blog stuff. But, yeah. And then I have more books I need to get through. But thank you everybody so much. Take care. Let me me see. Wait, I have one other thing I want to figure out. Give me a second. Sorry. Give me a second. Bro, how do I do this? I wanna give you a special status, Carrie. I just don't know how to do that. Like, I don't want to make you a mod. I want to make you, like, VIP. I don't know how to do that. Just to mark you up. That didn't sound right. I don't want to mark you up. I just want to, like, give you a gift. I almost banned you. I don't want to ban you. I don't want to time you out. I don't want to warn you. Mod? Is that a thing? Like, how do I VIP you, though? I don't know how to do that. Can I do that? I'm not, like, partnered or anything. Sorry. I don't know how to do this. Bro, there's, like, someone always watching, and I don't know who it is. And they just left right now. There's always, like, 3 viewers, and they just left right now. I don't know who that was. I don't know how to make you VIP, Gary. Oh my god. How do I work this shit? My god. Mod. Well, I made you mod. I don't know what that means. You're mod. You can do what you will with that. I don't know if that's more responsibility that you wanted. I just wanted to make you VIP. You're mod now. Do what you will with that. If it's nothing, it's nothing. I think you can approve and delete messages or something, so that you can have that if you want. I can remove it too if you want to. Do you want to keep it? Oh, I don't know how to work this shit. Okay, yeah, you're mod. Yep, you're gonna have it. Take it. You're mod. You have it. You'll read more about it? Okay, let me know what it says, because I have no fucking clue either. I like my fancy sword. Okay, perfect. You're mod. Perfect. I trust you with it. I don't know what it is, but I trust you with it. Perfect. Is there a feature for that on YouTube too? Add as moderator. Marissa, do you want moderator? I'm just giving mods out today. Apparently, I feel generous. Yep. Managing moderator, standard moderator. On YouTube, can review and remove chat messages and hide or put users in timeout. Managing moderator. Oh, there's a different one. I'm gonna make her managing moderator. I think that's a step up. Okay. I think she's managing moderator. Add as moderator. Well, I did. I think I did it. I think it worked. Marissa? Add as moderator. Okay, that's saved. Managing moderator for Marissa on YouTube and then Carrie on Twitch. Yay! My mods! I don't know what the fuck that means, but you guys have done something. So, amazing. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for your patience. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. 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 Good night.